Going to continue to stay hot. Now we're in pretty good shape today. There is some fog outside that's limiting the sunshine, which isn't a bad thing. It's also going to keep us from going down too much. But I want to point out that our temps now at about 75 degrees. East breeze around 10 miles an hour, so at least a little breeze. Our dew point at 72. Those numbers pretty close together means it's pretty saturated. Now in terms of dry weather, we're pretty much there, I think, over the next several hours. But yesterday's rain was mainly focused on the Metro East. And I talked about almost every day this week because of the nature of this stalled out boundary, our heat and humidity of the day, and these little disturbances, the fact that not everybody gets rain. And once again, that's going to be the case again today. But I want to focus on some of the areas that did. And let's look at some of these spots that really the radar estimated precipitation you saw from 3.7 inches to Breeze and Carlisle, a great example. Because in Breeze, you got 2.2 inches, but in Carlisle, especially on the east side of town, not so much, right? There was a pretty big difference depending on where you were, and even on the south side of St. Louis, you got some pretty good rain, and not much otherwise on the Missouri side. Look at that. I mean, there's not much at all. I still can't get any rain at my house, and I'm hoping for somewhat of a change. Now, as we look at Futurecast, one of the things about how these storms develop is the fact that we continue to see these hit and miss storms and pop up, especially to the south where this boundary is starting to settle in. That doesn't mean that's where the storms are only going to be focused, and it doesn't mean it's going to look exactly like this. These storms develop, they get going, sometimes they rain themselves out, or sometimes they create these rain-cooled boundaries. If you've ever been in the afternoon and you feel one of those cool bursts of wind where it feels like it knocks the humidity down a little bit, that sometimes is out on the edge of that. And sometimes that could spawn more storms. But guess what? Once we get to 7:45, 8 o'clock, the instability of the day wanes. Now here's our chances for rain. They start to go up at 1 o'clock and then increase 3, 4, 5 o'clock. Our temps are in the mid-80s. This is the coolest day of the next 7. Now our upper level pattern over the next few days, I'll focus on where this high is and we'll start to draw and talk about it a little bit more because I want to point out things. This is going to be a key focal point for our weather the next couple of days. Here's where this high is. You usually see it in blue, but I'm going to draw it anyway. Where it is, it's right over the Gulf. And the clockwise motion around this is essentially dragging all this Gulf moisture. And look at where the arrow is. It's pointed right toward us. So step one, that's where the humidity lies. And also Saturday into Sunday, the northern edge of these highs, typically we see the edge of where these storms kind of develop, the upper level wind. We see these little disturbances and they kind of tap into that heat and humidity and they fire up storms. So that's the first thing. The other thing, as this gets closer, it's going to move right over the top of us and it provides sinking air. It's a core of hot air that's with us through Wednesday, Thursday, and beyond. It also means we're not going to see much in the way of rain chances. Those storms go to the north. Now for us, here's why that's important, because I want to point out where we are in Iowa here and watch these storms develop near Des Moines and Lamoni here in far northern Missouri, and they're going to work their way north of Quincy here. But watch how they all start to move this way. They're on the edge of that high, and I think it's important to note that as we zoom in and talk about potential on Saturday, as we look at some of these different models here, and this run of Futurecast specifically, I'll zoom in a little bit. You'll notice as I go from Litchfield to Salem, these are the spots that are probably more likely to see any sort of rain as we look outside from Greenville to Vandalia. But look how there's a fine line between St. Louis and Belleville and New Athens. That's what I want to pay attention to. It's not out of the question that high's influence may get a little closer. So I want to keep rain chances in for Saturday, but that high continues to strengthen after that. Our summer heat over the next few days, 99 Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that we're going to start to warm up pretty quickly here. Our records here for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I didn't change the top banner, but 108, 108, 111. We're not getting there, but we are going to see our temperatures in the 100-degree range, and it feels even warmer as we start off Monday, low to mid 100s. 102, 105, 108. I mean, it's going to be very, very hot in terms of heat index readings. The significant heat and humidity from Sunday to Saturday, 105 to 110. And our overnight lows, I think, are dangerous with 78 to 82. That's at 6 a.m., 5:50, something like that. Lots of breaks in the AC. Here's the next 10 days. It doesn't get any better than it is today. Those scattered rain chances and our dangerous heat continues. As like I said, our dangerous heat in the 100s, and any given day it could be 100, and it's not going to dip below 95 for at least the next 10 days.
All right. Thanks so much.